But you don't step away. No,
Yeah.
I won't stay. You
Seeds.
won't stay.
You know, they don't grow unless you plant them, you know.
With you,
But at the same time, you gotta water them too. So remember that. Water your seeds. Our communities need structure and order. Since they don't get it, I'ma give it to my son or my daughter. I'ma show her self-love and how to not get extorted by nobody. Respect your body and make wise choices. You can change the whole world, it's all yours, not a portion. I promise to give you love no matter your life choices. Don't let no man hypnotize you, learn how to avoid it. And when you're pregnant, don't let them tell you to get it abort. I raise you up showing traits that you never will forget. I promise to protect, give you love and respect. So when you find your man, then you'll know what to expect. Don't ever let nobody give you less. Don't want to control you, I'll expose you to what you came to do. You're so powerful, strong and wise, just to name a few. You the most hated, they all take a name at you. Cause they know mankind came from you, and that's the truth.
but you don't step away. No, I won't stay. You won't stay right here with you. With you.
When I have a son, I'ma show him he's the one. That the power's in his mind, ain't no power in a gun. To kill a man, that's something that a coward would have done. Cause he weak and he never had power in his punch. Listen, you gotta get it, don't be looking for a savior. The word comes now, but the fun comes later. Cause I done seen some people who had big dreams turn 50, still doing the shit that they did at 15. Still chasing women, hoping that they get them. You can catch them partying or on the block, drinking liquor, damn. Because he never found his own purpose, and he don't know his potential or himself. He needs some soul searching. But I'ma give you the rules to survive, the knowledge to withstand, and the tools to provide. I look into your eyes and I see myself. So it's okay to express what you're feeling, or if you need some help.
Hit that like button, y'all, man. We just getting the vibes right, man. Make sure y'all share the live stream. This your brother, Big Aboriginal Power, aka Copper Grizzly. Peace and blessings to everybody tuning in. Much love, Grand Rising. Let's go. Hit that like button. Share it around.
To my mother and pops, I'm thankful with all you showed me. All the trials and tribulations, I let them mold me. Still I stand as a man, it never broke me. Ambition, hustle, and focus, that's what you showed me. And mama, I know you dealing with drama. All you do is give, and I just want to give you your karma. As a kid, I was the outcast, living with trauma. To be that sun that shine on you, though, it still is an honor. And to my dad, we getting that bond that we never had. It's better than the past, so I'm glad. Plus, I'm proud of you, using your mind to overcome your addiction. So nah, I ain't holding nothing against you. You a strong person. To find myself, I did some long searching. With my parents, the connection is there, but the bonds hurt. Finish this verse up as I drop tears, because I realize this cycle gotta stop here. Seeds. It's a lost generation. We starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save them. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape. To the lost generation, it's a lost generation. We starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix. At us, man. Praying God come and save mess out here. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape. With a lost generation, where everything's fun and games. We drink and we smoke just to numb the pain. We scream for the cops when a brother gets shot. Then we march for our money, don't nothing change. Damn, I'm tired of these fucking games, shit. We gotta do something, man. They label us black, our history snatched. We don't even know where the fuck we came from. They gave you another name, washed it and gave you another brain. We used to be scholars till they gave us dollars. You gotta realize this a fucking game, so make sure you play it right. When you give it your all, you sleep when you lay at night. I am a ray of light, that's an affirmation, something that you can say alright. I hope this word get exposed. I swear this cycle's getting old. How we giving all our children shit we couldn't deal with it. Shift them further from their souls. This world is so cold. Think to myself like, damn, sometimes I don't wanna have babies. Like, damn, what they gon' have faith in? I guess all I can say is, damn, this a lost generation. We starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save them. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape with a lost generation. This a lost generation. We starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save them. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape with a lost generation. Where youngins be selling us dope and politicians sell us hope. We never noticed all the power we got in our hands. They trick us and tell us to vote. Why should I care about July 4th? That one what my people died for was given religion and put up in a wicked system. But this shit won't our choice, so just find yours. There's different meanings of freedom, you need to define yours. Republic or Democrat, I don't get into that. They gotta give us back our voice. Cause how can the president speak for me? Or clean up the streets and find peace for me? They can't part the Red Sea for me. If I thought that, then I ain't even free. I'm just trying to tell them, the hand they dealing us is deadly. Let's come together for protection. They use their air, food, and water as weapons for harming my essence. It's time that we check it. I need my people to help me. The time is now, we need plans. But we ain't got no hope, so we apply, go vote and say, y'all don't know, just keep praying. Damn, this a lost generation. We starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save them. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape with a lost generation. This a lost generation. We starving for.
Peace to everybody, man. We about to get ready to wrap it up with the last Jammy Jam. Let's get it in. Make sure you hit the like button. Share this around. Appreciate the 27 listeners. Shout out to everybody. Salute. Make sure each and every one of you share this on all your social media outlets. I appreciate that.
Yeah, rhyme so dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? Eat $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah. God's children, give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God of Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English potted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to something. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. Say you wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master, who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular. They get paid and praised by the dollar long as they keeping us stagnant. And niggas think they woke, huh? Like you could change a whole world through a vote, huh? Like slave masters willing to let their slave go, huh? That slave master was probably your kinfolk, huh? History in reverse, a black king strategy. When blacks were your majesty, they always hide your pyramids but point to where the castles be. Aristocracies with your last name patent accurately. Yeah. And I ain't even tell half the shit. Like, I ain't even tell a quarter of the shit. I'm just getting started. Y'all niggas rap about busting guns and all this weird shit. I'm trying to get my people back, nigga.
All right, peace and blessings, man. Shout out to everybody in the crowd. Let's get to the surviving polite video that I have lined up. This guy that you will be hearing from is a first-hand experience with polite. Actually was with him almost 24/7 in full support. So he gonna get into his experience, and we're gonna let y'all make y'all decision off of this to whether or not y'all think the guy is guilty on the case that he's been charged with more recently. Okay, so what y'all gonna do is make your judgment at the end of this video. Make sure y'all drop some fire emojis in the chat for me. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. Drop the fire emojis in the chat. I want to see the chat flooded with fire emojis, and we're going to get straight into it.
I got several of these. Let's see. I mean, I got like 12. These are just direct. Just to start off, I'm gonna show you a receipt. It's for $3,200 to Brother Polite. Let me see if you can see that right there. You see that? Move in 3,000 and the date too. It's the date. Okay. Now, I got several of these. Let's see. I mean, I got like 12. These are just directly. It's another one for $3,200. Let me see. There, Brother Polite. You know, so that's outside, and I'm gonna just show you. Look how many of those, Brother Polite, all those, Brother Polite. You know, so it's for real. It's for real. And then everything I couldn't send through this, you saw the Western Union's receipts, Walmart to Walmart, MoneyGrams. Then I got the Cash App receipts. Let me pull them up real quick. Give me a second. I got Cash Apps, and then I got the Apple Pays. All right, here we go. Okay. Jessica Casey. Those are all right.
Mind you,
all right.
The Brother Polite has pillaged over $150,000 from this brother. And this is the brother that they call Crypto Roots. Rest in peace to Crypto Roots. I believe he passed away from an asthma attack and never received any of his money back from Polite. But let's get into the video.
Gail. I don't know who Gail is. He sent me money to Gail. Nina, Jessica Casey. You see all those? You see that? You see Nina's picture? It's for real. See Jessica Casey with Brother Polite on there? It's for real. You know what I'm saying? And then Tazani, his daughter, straight to her too. I don't know who, you know what I'm saying? This is everybody he was telling me to send Cash Apps to. Okay? So whenever I was sending money to Polite, he was like, yo, send me a pic, send me proof, like send me a pic that you just sent it. So I'm always literally taking pics. Oh, by the way, all receipts. Just these alone, this one right here. I mean, literally, just Western Union. Show them the Western Union. I'm not even the names. Western Union. All just endless amounts of receipts. I didn't even want to pull them out because it's windy up here. So I got bags and bags of everything I spent with Polite. And you know what I'm saying? I don't got time to show the names. I don't got time to show the amounts or the dates. It's all right here.
Like it's all right here. Western Union, you know what I'm saying? All there. Facts. And Polite's got all the texts because I sent this money to him.
Aloha YouTube, it's your boy Crypto Roots. And I really feel like I need to express myself because I'm having some very unhealthy thoughts in my head. And I want to tell you the absolute truth about my experience with Brother Polight.
He's gonna get into the reason why he sent all this and how Polite just manipulated this brother out of it. You know, he's not only the only one. Obviously, we've seen the dozens of videos of Polite scamming, obviously using his manipulation ability to talk.
As his mentee. Like, I'm not lying. There's no reason to lie. I'm not trying to get anything that I don't deserve back. I just want the money I invested back. So I'm starting from the beginning. This may seem like a long story. It's a lot going on. And so I was in Hawaii doing my thing, studying crypto, studying programming. And like I said in my other videos, I knew I had to make
Now I'm gonna get
sacrifices. So I slept on the beach in a hammock and was just grinding until my programming skills were good enough. And, you know what I'm saying? And it
he was dealing with crypto, investing in the crypto, doing all kind of things, right? Making, investments long term. So he was thugging it out till then. Fast forward, him and Polite was supposed to be working on some type of investment on crypto, doing classes, bringing people in so they can get some money on of it. He was going to get a tutoring program from Polite, like he's seen him with these celebrities. He was going to get all that, but he didn't know how he was going to get the money. In the midst of all this being planned, dude daddy died that you see on the screen. He received $150,000 from his father.
just so happened that my father died. We weren't that close, but I was on my own for a long time since I was 16, 17. I've been on my own, I haven't lived with him, and we weren't that close. But he ended up having a heart attack. He ended up dying. And then I found out that I was going to get some life insurance money. And it just so happened I needed it because I only had like 45 cents in my bank account. I just was grinding, just saving my crypto. I didn't want to sell my crypto. I knew that one day it would go up. And I was just freelancing, hustling, farming, trying to get any paper I could to survive while So I ended up getting that money. And I thought I had two major decisions I could have made. And the first one was just to buy Bitcoin and then travel Asia, South Korea, Asia. And other was to I've been following Brother Polite. Like he woke me up into consciousness. Like he was the main reason, that and Bitcoin. And I told him this, you woke me up into consciousness. And I started following his teachings. I started doing the tax liens. I bought a few of his books. A few orders didn't come through. I didn't trip on it. I just charged that to the game. And I love this brother. I really, really, really love this brother from the bottom of my heart. I didn't even know him. All I
Red flag when the first couple of books didn't come through.
Knew of him or was virtually, from what I saw virtually. And I knew that he had a lot of hate, a lot of people hating him. And I didn't necessarily understand why. And everyone's calling him a scammer, people call him a fraud, people this. And against my own better judgment, I chose not to believe that. I chose to believe that he had a powerful message, and that, that it could really help our people, our Black people out. So I hit him up one time for the mentorship because I was so inspired after watching one of his live streams. But when he hit me back, I didn't have the money. And I felt so bad, so terrible. I felt like I missed out on an opportunity to change my finances and change my life and be Brother Polite's mentee. So I said, man, if I ever have the money. It was $3,500 for the minimal mentee. If I ever had that money, I would invest it with Brother Polight, and I would change my life, financially, and so I had the money. It was over $100,000, and I hit up Polight. Like the moment I got out of the bank, I hit up Brother Polight and I said, "Hey, I got the bread. I'm ready to start the mentorship." And he was like, "Oh," and he realized that I was in Hawaii. So it wasn't just like send a Chase or send a Wells Fargo. There's 2 different bank accounts. So I had to it wasn't sending him money. It was sending other people money, women, men, people I didn't know about, people I thought or assumed were his financial advisors or people in his financial realm. So we were texting, we were talking, Western Union, MoneyGram. It was literally for like weeks. I'm sending him bread. And so before, I sent him bread for the mentorship, that alone. And then once that bread was sent, it was $3,500. He started talking to me, give me the mentorship, and gave me the whole spiel. And I was like, wow, man, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe, like, I'm talking to Brother Polight. Like, I can't believe, like, I'm in this mentorship. And the first investment, he was like, so he has a deal with tax liens. And if he buys a bunch of tax liens at once, then he gets a discount from the county. And it'll cost me about $30,000 to invest in the tax liens. And he said I would triple my money or something like that. Maybe it wasn't 30,000, maybe it was 25,000. I would triple my money in a half. That's what he told me, 3.2 times my return. And he said every 14 days, that's what he told me. 3.2 times your return every 14 days from your $30,000 investment. And whoa, this is crazy. Like I could come up like that just every 2 weeks. And then, so I started sending him that bread. Like, wow, man, I can't believe this is really happening. And so he told me I would get back $42.3 thousand from the money I sent him. And I was like, dope. And I think I paid for the trust too. I'm not even sure how much that cost. Oh, so what I slipped up and I fucked up. And I told him how much money I received. That was my fault. And I know in retrospect, he took full advantage of that. He took full advantage. And as I'm sending him money, I'm thinking like, hey man, like what else is on the next level of the mentorship? Oh, it's about 5,000 this and 5,000 that. And you get this and this, you get another streams of income. It's like 3, 6, and 9 different streams of income. So I'm thinking like, hey, it's just a little extra investment. Why not just get the other mentorship? Why not just step it up a level? He was like, all right, cool, send me the bread. So I sent him the money. And then I'm like, we're sending him more money. I'm not even sure. Like, and then I'm thinking like, why don't I was like, what's the next level? He's like, the celebrity mentorship. And I'm like, that's when I told him how much money I got. He's like, oh, I'm gonna just give you the mentorship I give Floyd and all the celebrities. I'll just give you that one. I'm thinking, damn, like for real, it's like that. Like I'm just gonna get the celebrity mentorship from Brother Polight. Like, all right, like for sure. And then later he was like, oh, you want to come out to LA to buy a condo? It's gonna cost $17,000. Was what, just 17 grand? For sure, like no problem. It's like, oh, my wife, Raesh, she's a property manager. She'll manage it for you. You're gonna be an entrepreneur. You're gonna that'll be another stream of income. And I'm thinking, and he's like, so when can you make it out to LA? And I'm like, damn, I don't know, like next week or something. Like, and you know what I'm saying? I was just living out of, so I ended up having enough money to live out of my van. I'm telling Polight, yo, I'm living out of my van right now. I just got this bread. I didn't spend hardly anything. You know what I'm saying? Hardly anything. I'm still so in frugal state of mind and just, you know what I'm saying, wanting to invest, you know, and change.
So you already see that Polite playing on his weaknesses. You know what I mean? Like I said, the dude said he was woke up out of consciousness, you know what I mean, and came into consciousness because of Polite. He kind of look at him as a master teacher type shit. And you get to chill with him and be with him. So just listen to it. Y'all ain't heard shit yet.
Change my future. And so yeah, I bought the ticket, you know, and I bought a few music instruments just to hold me down because I need my music spiritually. And then I bought a ticket to LA. And then Polite was like, yo, I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to meet you, you know, and I'm like, yo. So I go out to LA. I go to, I forgot, the Galleria or whatever. I forgot what they call it, you know, over there in Beverly Hills. And then, you know, so I meet him in person, like, yo, man, like, you changed my life. Like seriously, brother, I'm so excited to meet you in person. And I wasn't sure what to do. Oh, he also told me, bring as much money in cash on the plane with you. And I was like,
The nigga Polite said, bring as much money cash as you can on the plane so you can hurry up and give me this money for this investment.
like, how much can I bring? He's like, up to $10,000. And so I brought $9,000 in cash. And so yeah, the moment I met him, I gave him the $9,000 in cash. And I didn't know what was going to happen. And he was just like, all right, I got things to do. I need to hang out with my wife. I'll see you later. I'm thinking, all right, let me just get like an Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? I never Airbnb before. And so yeah, and I'm just kicking into my Airbnb thinking like,
mind you, dude been living in his car, just thugging it out, investing in the crypto, thugging it out. Now he already done gave Polite all this money, $5,000 twice before he even left Hawaii. Then he paid for the flight out. Then he gave him another $9 or $10,000 when he got off the plane.
all right, what's the next
He
step?
owes the money, y'all.
And thinking, he was like, yo, you can rent one of my cars. I own a part of a luxury car company.
And Polite said he owned part of a luxury car company. He lying his ass off.
How much? And he's like, this is how much it's gonna cost, $1,200. Like, and I'm thinking, damn. So I gave him like $3,000 to rent the car, or the rental cars, luxury car.
$3,000.
And that's when the first sketchy thing happened that first came up. And him and Amanette and Ma'at pulled up. I said, hey, you know, you guys changed my life. You guys changed my life. Let's go upstairs. So, and he's like, I'll be back later. I'll drop off the car later. And I was like, hey, yo, I just want to go see my old homies. I'm from LA. I want to go see my old.
Mind you, this nigga just paid $3,000 for a rental, and Polite said, I'll drop that bitch off later to you. Nigga, he already paid for it. He said he was on his way to go get it. Now listen.
Old homies. And he was like, all right, I'll drop off the car later. No word from him that night. And I hit him up late, like, yo, you still dropping this? Like, yo, yeah, if you still need me to drop it off, I'll drop it off. And I'm like,
that nigga said, if you still need me to drop it off, I'll drop it off. Nigga, he paid for the rental.
Like, all right, he's like, yo, I'm busy. And I'm like, okay. And then I think the next day comes by and nothing yet. And I'm like, he's like, no, I just wanted the car to be ready. It was raining. Somebody else went and washed the car. The car washed and that. And so straight up, no fucking car. And
he didn't get no car the next day, even when he talked to Polite.
I really think the next step after that, yeah. So that's what happened. And I don't know, for some reason I let it go, because the next thing was like, yo, I'm about to go to Vegas this weekend. You want to come with me? I'm about to go in the music studio in Vegas. I want to see if you want to come with me. You know, you want to come? And I'm thinking like, yo, like, what does that mean? Like,
do I got to drive behind you? Like, are you gonna be with your wives? Because he's always like, I don't have any men around me. I don't have any men around me. So I was trying to be like respectful. Like, you're like, what are you implying? He's like, what do you mean? Like, and I'm like, yo, I'm not sure. And so that's the first time he flipped out. He's like, did I ever tell you something? Like, did I ever tell you that? And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm just trying to be. He's like, I don't know. He just kind of flipped a little, and I'm like, whoa, all right, like.
Polight done took this boy money and cussed him out. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, of course I want to go. Like, of course, like I'm totally down to go. And I'm like, yo, I'll even drive. I offered to drive. He's like, no, you don't got to drive. I want to give you the mentorship. I want to go over the mentorship with you on the way there. So
He dude even offered a job. Polight said, nah, I'm gonna give you the real mentor. I'm gonna drive. You just sit back and watch how I do things.
just knock out a few things. And I'm thinking, dope, man, dope. So yeah, we go, and then I didn't know it was Nina at the time, but we go and pick her up, and then we go and pick up the cameraman, who was a hella cool dude. And so we start driving, and then literally, like, he was like, hey G, you want to drive?
After driving for about 30 minutes, the nigga Polight looked back and said, hey yo G, hey G, you wanna drive? Hey G, you wanna drive? That's fucked up.
And I'm like, all right. So yeah, I pretty much drove the whole way there to Vegas. And no mentorship for me. He was writing lyrics, going over with Nina. He was doing other mentorships, and I'm just having to drive. And then he's tripping out about how soon he needs to be in the studio because it's going to cost him more money. And so I'm literally speeding to Vegas. And we get pulled over, I get the ticket. And he's like, don't worry, put that.
He got pulled over because Polight told him to speed. And listen to what Polight told him.
In your trash, write it off. I get the ticket. And he's like, don't worry, put that in your trash, write it off, it's all good.
Cuz I ain't even got no trust. He paid Polight to do a trust, but Polight never did it for him. Scammed him.
So I get to, and then we drive to the studio. And yeah, we get to the studio, and then we're just chilling. And then check this out. So I stopped drinking. I was going clean because I'm thinking, well, brother Polight, he doesn't even smoke weed. He doesn't drink alcohol. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he said he doesn't smoke weed. He doesn't do alcohol. He doesn't do any of this nigga shit. Eating healthy. This my master teacher. That's what he thinking. In his mind, he actually with his master teacher. Now listen.
Damn, I didn't even want to mention marijuana. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then he's like, yo, you drink, G? And I'm like,
the nigga Polight say, yo, you drink, G?
No, I don't drink. He's like, oh, all right, well, can you run in the store and can you go grab some Hennessy for us? And I'm like, on the way there, and I was like, sorry, bro, but if I don't drink, that's my rule. I don't pay for other people's alcohol. And he just didn't say nothing.
He said, nigga, I don't drink. I ain't paying for other people's alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Told him straight up. Had a little backbone. Now watch what Polight do to this man. Watch how he manipulate him with just a couple words.
And so him and Nina, they go and they grab the Hennessy, and he grabs like potato chips, a bunch of fucking garbage from the liquor store. Like,
him and his wife just start getting all kind of hood snacks. Motherfucking Uncle Ray's barbecue, pork rinds, all kind of
seriously, my health master teacher just eating a bunch of fucking garbage, grabbing a Hennessy bottle. And I'm thinking, damn, all right, whatever, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I apologized. I said, hey, yo, like, I apologize if that made you feel uncomfortable about me. Just like, yo, you apologize too much. If we don't invite you around again, now you know why. He said this shit to me, and I'm like, damn, man. Like, I'm already fucking up with this dude. Like, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and just don't say nothing. Like, you know, I'm just shut up and don't say nothing. So So we hit the music studio that night. I stayed up. I was attentive. Nina, the artist, his wife or whatever, fell asleep. I was because it was my dream to be with Brother Polight, and it was also my dream to be in a professional recording studio making a professional record. So Polight's like, hey, let's break out the shots. And then he's like, yo, it's spiritual. And, you know, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like Bobby Hammond. I get it. He's like, all right, cool, G. So I take some shots. I have, you know, I don't want to, literally, I felt some kind of peer pressure. I just didn't want to miss out on the vibe or ruin the vibe. So we did the Vegas thing. I obviously drove back, and what ended up happening was him and Nina got in a big fight, and Nina started disrespecting us. And so he flipped out on Nina really hard, like extremely hard, very hard. And I didn't say nothing. I didn't even look. I didn't say nothing. And I guess at that moment he felt like he could trust me, because I act like nothing happened the whole time. I didn't tell him to calm down. I just didn't shut up. I ignored the whole situation. So it was afterwards I drove him back, and I bought them food, bought Nina food, and he was just like, no, that was the angriest I've ever been in years, and da-da-da-da-da. And I felt like at that moment he opened up more to me. He really, you know, and
finessing the shit out this boy.
So, is it still going? All right, man. I don't even know. Like, the story goes so deep. It goes so deep. So it ended up happening where we get back, and we ended up going to dinner. It was one of the other live streams, and
this nigga ended up taking him out. Mind you paying for everything that's going on. He's paying for. He done paid for everything that Polight got going on, his wife got going on. Now pay attention.
At the end of the meal, I had to pay for everything. It was like a $400 bill. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, whoa. He was like, oh, that's an investment, G. That's put into your trust. Put into your trust. I'm gonna try to keep this as chronologically as in order that I can, but there's so many different times and situations. And every time I was driving,
and mind y'all, this guy has passed away. He never received any of that money back. Shout out to, rest in peace to the brother Crypto Roots. He passed away in Mexico of an asthma attack.
I'm from the jungle. I'm from Hawaii. Yeah, I'm originally from LA, but I spent the last 10 to 12 years. So there was so much pressure to drive in LA and get to Polight to things on time, and just like, you know, and then I was getting pressure from Raed, like, why are you going so slow? And, you know, and I'm worried about driving his pregnant wife around Amanette, like, and so it was a lot of anxiety and stress on that. And then I'm paying for Airbnbs, and I'm just literally waiting on Polight to call me. I still don't have no car, by the way. Oh yeah, when we get back to Vegas.
Yeah, remember he never received no rental car. $3,000 he paid for. You feel me? And they invested $8,000 into the tutoring. You feel me? He gonna invest some more money into a condo. He invested all his money into a trust that supposed to have been done and never got done.
He's like, all right, G, you know what? You can keep the car right now. You can keep the car. You can do your thing. And yeah.
He's talking about is about
right. So I ended up having the car for a little bit, but it was his car. I never got the car that I paid for. You know what I'm saying? So I was driving around a little bit. I had a little fun, but at the same time, I'm spending left and right Airbnbs and fast food, thinking like, all right, so when are we going to get this condo? Literally, like, weeks and weeks went by, and he's like, yo, pay for the furniture. Oh, also, I had to pay for the furniture. It was like $3 or $4 grand before I went.
Remember, he's investing into a condo they're going to rent out as an Airbnb. Yeah, he gave $17K for the condo, plus $8 grand for the tutoring, plus another 10 grand before he left, plus paying for the food. Now wait till you hear when he get to this condo. I'm not about to hit the stop button anymore. I'm about to just let it ride out, you guys. I might commentate here and there, but I'm not. Just hit the like button, share this around. Let's try to hit 250 in the chat, y'all. Hey, support the channel, man. Support the channel. I know some people said they was donate to the old Cash App. I don't got that old Cash App. The money sign Al Power. I don't got that one. The new one is around. So if you need help with that, ask the moderators. Appreciate that.
Went out there, so I paid him that, and he was like, "Oh, there's real estate fees. I have people looking all over," so I paid him that, and then there ended up being storage fees for the furniture, so I had to pay him that, and I'm thinking, all right, like I'm about to get all this back. I'm about to get all this back, and there's just so many times where I had to rush him and his wives or him and Nina to airport, had to go pay for the baggage. Yo, pay for this. Yo, pay for that. All this, I had to pay for him left and right. And I'm thinking, damn, like, and there was times like the first time I kept asking him for books. Yo, Polight, can I get a book? When can I set up the trust? When we can get the condo? And at that point, I felt it was kind of cheaper just to sleep in the car. You know what I'm saying? So and then I hit a point where I'm like, yo, honestly, like, I can't do, and he just flipped out, and he was just like, you know what, I'm giving you your refund back. I got a private interest hold-ins account, I'm just gonna refund you your money, how disrespectful. I did all this work for you. And I'm thinking, like, about to cry, like, fuck, did I just ruin this opportunity?
He said he about to cry,
my life, like,
because Polight cussed him out.
Man, and he was just like, yo, we need to meet up, you know. So he goes, we meet up, and we start building and start talking, and I don't know. This is what he does. He's a magician with words. But he ended up calming me down. And I said, all right, cool, no worry. He's like, yo, oh yeah, and you just need a little bit more investment, right? So I gave him like a couple $1,000, $2,000.
Damn.
And also, man, there's just so many times. And so I'm trying to think about all the times I gave him money. And so, no, the tax liens, I kept bugging, nothing. I haven't heard nothing. He said that was pending. The trust, never heard. I was begging him for books, hardly ever got them. You know what I'm saying? And then that's going to be part one, right? That's going to be part one. Brother Polight's mentee. And this is nothing but the truth. I'm at the point where I'm already facing, I probably won't get my money back. And I'm doing whatever I can on the back end to see what I can do to get back. But he's ignoring my calls. He's not talking to me. But now I just want to, and I've been sick within the 3 times within the last like month and a half. I haven't been getting sleep. The anxiety it's been rough. So I need to get this off my chest so I can move forward and do positive things for myself and my community. So, hotel investments. I forgot to mention that. So I told you about the tax liens. Now, before I went out to LA, Polight was saying,
sorry about the audio being so low. This is not my fault. But he's getting to the part where he invested into Brother Polight's hotel investment. This is the hotel investment. Now listen to how this came about.
Hey, yo, I flip hotel rooms. You want to get in on that investment? And I'm saying, obviously, sure. So he's like, all right, well, I buy rooms in Vegas or in LA, and then I flip them to wealthy clients. You could pay for the room, and then you'll get a return on your investment. And so I said, yeah. So for like 2 weeks, almost every day or every other day, Polight would call me, say, stay on the phone. I'm gonna get the hotel people. He calls the hotel people. Soon as they're ready to charge, he tells me to give him my debit card information. And I do, because I'm his mentee now. You know what I'm saying? I already came this far. So I'm not even sure how much I invested. It's anywhere from $8,000 to $9,000 in hotel rooms. Maybe, I'm not sure. And I was supposed to get, later he told me I was going to get about 16,000 back or something like that. So I was really impressed. So now I'm paying for rooms, expensive hotels in Vegas and the Luxor and on Dawes in LA, and it have to be a certain square footage, and he's got wealthy clients. And he told me, I'm gonna send you an itemized list of all that you purchase, all the hotel rooms. I'm gonna send you a list. My accountant or somebody's gonna send you a list. Send you a list. I'm thinking, dope, like something like official now, something I could get official. And I waited, and then I never got anything. And then I hit him up because he was calling me for more hotel rooms nonstop. And I said, yo, I never got the list. He's like, you never got it? I'm gonna send it. Well, I'm gonna send it again. I'm gonna send it again. I'm gonna have my somebody at CPA or somebody send it again. And I said, okay. And that was kind of that. Like, and then it just so happened, like, so many. What he does is so many. He just presents more and more opportunities, and then you get distracted by trying to keep up with all the opportunities. And he has, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna send this. So we already had the tax liens. I sent the money for the trust. I sent him money for the mentorship. I sent him money for the tax liens, and then I was paying online. I mean, on the phone for the hotel rooms. With my debit card. So that's
Hey,
he presented.
Shout out to the chat.
Opportunity.
I don't want to keep stopping it, but can you get a few more likes in the building? I'm not gonna ask again. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We got 188 in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all share the live stream. This brother is telling his firsthand experience with Polight. I'm just gonna reiterate this to what's going on. Polight has scammed him for almost 30 to 40 grand already at this point. And mind you, the dude really was in all of him. You know what I mean? I could really understand how a lot of people look up to people like this. You feel what I'm saying? Because you got to realize we look up to people. People still look up to some of these YouTube personalities or somebody that helped them into consciousness or helped them out. He was just a good-hearted dude. He wasn't a violent. He wasn't a angry, aggressive. He's just a good dude. And I feel sorry for the dude because Polight literally scammed him to the point where he was stressed and died of an asthma/heart attack. Like, it's very sad. But let's continue.
So I got a list of a few. I just have a list of just these different things that are just eating at my consciousness, and I have to just let them out. So, and they're not exactly in chronologically order, but I'm explaining them best I can. So I was sleeping in Polight's. I was Polight's driver 24/7, and I felt like to be in his inner circle, I had to do something to provide something, more than just my investment money. Because he's like, I normally don't invite mentees. I normally don't invite people out here. I don't even hang out with men, So I felt like being his driver was the one way to kind of just be in a circle and kind of like just, be a part of whatever he's doing and just kind of watch and observe and, take notes. And so I was at his beck and call. I was sleeping in his car. Every time I'd fall asleep, he'd call me 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. It didn't matter. I had to get up, and because it was his car, remember? I was paying, and I didn't even realize it was rented. He told me it was his car. And so one night, he calls me and say, hey, G, can you meet me over here? I'm thinking, damn. So I drive, and I'm like sleep in the car. He pulls up, and he's got this other woman.
Mind you, he Polight them used and borrowed and took and fake invested so much of his money. He went back and said, fuck, I ain't even gonna sleep in these hotels and Airbnbs. I'm gonna go back to the car. That's sad.
In there, and he's got like house slippers and shit, and I'm thinking, damn, like he just got done smashing. Like my head.
He said it was some big. Listen to the story. I'm gonna run this back.
Remember, I was paying, and I didn't even realize it was rented. He told me it was his car, and so one night he calls me and say, hey, G, can you meet me over here? I'm thinking, damn. So I drive, and I'm like sleep in the car. He pulls up, and he's got this other woman there, and he's got like house slippers and shit, and I'm thinking, damn, like he just got done smashing. Like my head, he just got done smashing, like no joke. And he's like, yo, can you drop her off?
Wait till he described the girl that Polight was smashing, y'all. Listen.
And I've never seen this girl before. And I'm like looking at her like, what? Like, and he's just like, yo, she lives about 30 minutes away. And I'm like, damn, man, 30 minutes away. It's like, fucking.
He said she just stayed 30 minutes away. And about 4 o'clock in the morning, and woke this man up out of his sleep to go take some girl home that he just got done fucking. And now listen.
I'm tired. I'm like, all right, man, no problem. I'll do it, And this chick, I'm not here to be judging no one, but as far as the woman Polight, she was not at all nearly attractive. And I'm thinking, whoa, like Polite would smash this chick. She starts smoking cigarettes in the car. I'm thinking like, yo, like, can you what Polite like bangs chicks that smoke cigarettes? I'm thinking like in my head, like she's loud, she's overweight,
He says she's loud, sloppy, fat, overweight, and smoking cigarettes. Damn,
and
polite.
she's talkative. And I ended up driving her over an hour and a half away in the middle
He ended up driving her over an hour and a half away when Polite said it was only going to be 30 minutes.
of the night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to drive her. If you ever been from LA to Vegas, damn near literally on the way to Vegas, I had to drop her off. And not only that, I had to drive all the way back to get to my Airbnb just to get some sleep. And I was so upset and angry with Polite. Like I wanted to just be like, yo, I can't do this. I can't drive more than 30 minutes away. Like I and I didn't say nothing. I just kept it to myself. And so a few weeks, like a couple nights later, Polite hits me up. He's like, you got an old $50 bill. And I'm like, what the what is he? He's like, I know it's odd, but do you have an old $50 bill? And I'm like, nah, bro. Like I can go in the store and check to maybe see if they have an old. That's like the weirdest request I've ever heard anyone ask me. So I go and I'm asking people like, nah, we just got new
He said, can you go find me a couple old a couple old $50 bills?
$50
Listen to this.
bills. And I'm like, Polite, like they just got new $50 bills. And he's just like, all right, whatever, bring it. And I get in the car with Polite, and he's like, yo, you know that chick the other day? She catfished me. She showed me fake pictures. She pretended to be someone she's not. It was a mentorship. And I'm like, damn, bro, I thought
Why would somebody catfish you if it's a mentorship? It shouldn't matter what the people look like if you just there to mentor him. That doesn't even make sense, polite.
you smashed her. It's like, nah, no way. She paid me for the mentorship, so I went and picked her up, and da 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 da. And she was just talking. And I'm like, damn. Like he's like, bro, she drove me over. He was like, what? And he's like, yo, I'm gonna need. He's like, she left her wallet in my car, and she keeps calling me to get her wallet out of my car because she has her last $200. But it just so happens that my aunt asked me for some money, came in my car, and went in the black wallet and took the wallet, thinking it was her dad's money, but ended up being the lady's money, right? So, and then Amanette comes a few days later and finds that woman's ID in Polite's car and like, who is this chick? And Polite's like, I don't know who that is. Who is this chick? And so he was like, yo, Amanette was tripping on me. And so he's like, yo, I got to get this chick out of my life. Like she's, I don't know, she probably purposely left her wallet in my car. And she said she left the last $200 and I just need I need to mail her wallet with the money back. But he's like, my aunt took the money and spent it. And he's like, I'm so fucking smart. I'm a genius. I know how much money was exactly.
Polite said, I'm a genius. I'm smart. I know exactly how much money was in there. Nigga, because you took it out. Nigga, you took it out. You about to make this man pay your debt back because girl threatened to call the police on your ass. Damn.
Exactly there. So he's like, can you give me $100 bill? Can you give me a $50 bill? Can you give me a $5 bill? And I'm like, he's like, can you put in the wallet? And he's like, I'll pay you back later. Put in the wallet and can you mail it overnight? And I'm like, he's like, I need to get this off me as soon as possible. And I'm like, all right. At that time, like I'm already in too deep.
Share the live stream. Let's try to get 250 people in here. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Support the channel. We got 126 on the likes. We got 202 and 200 in the chat. So let's try to get the 250 in here, y'all. Share the live stream.
So I had to give him my $155. I had to go to the post office, wait in line, pay $27 to have it overnight shipped it to her so that Polite wouldn't have to trip no more, wouldn't have to worry. I did that shit, you know? Never paid me back. Never paid me back. All right. So now this was towards the end of my experience with them. And this is just whatever way I wrote it down. And I was waiting in the park because the car rental, I was sleeping in his car. And I at this point, I ran out of most of my money. I gave it most of Polite. And
He said at this point he ran out of most of his money and gave it to Polight.
so the car had to get took and had to go on a run. I don't know what that meant. So I was out on the streets with my luggage. And I'm like, Polite, like this.
Polight literally left this guy out on the
I need a place
streets.
to stay. I need a place to stay. I'm in the park. And I've been in the park. He's like, yo, I'm gonna get somebody to get you a hotel room, and you're gonna be all right. It's be cool, and da 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 da. Just wait at the park. This was the second day in a row. I didn't even tell you about the day before. I waited in the park with all my luggage for like 7 hours, right? And I'm from Hawaii. LA was super cold. I'm sitting there and it's dark at night. I'm out there. I'm like, Polite, yo. He was texting me throughout the whole day. Yo, within the next hour, I'm gonna get you. And I'm sitting there and it's cold and dark at night, and I got all my luggage with me.
This man said he was cold. Polight literally left him out there in the middle of LA at a park. Man, rest in peace to Crypto Roots, man. And Polight scammed that man to death, literally.
There was a manhunt. Helicopters, police, all guns coming out in the park. I'm the only one with the park. The helicopters are coming and they're shining the light on me. The police are all coming. I'm the only one in the park, black dude in LA with all my shit. And I'm like, wow. Like, I'm like, I can't even move. I can't even run. Like, I'm just like total suspect right now. The lights are on me. And I take a picture and show Polite. I send the picture like, yo, Polite, like, I need to get out of here. Like they're out there on a manhunt right now. It's like, well, if you didn't do anything wrong, you shouldn't be worried about it. You da 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 da. And I'm like, whoa, like he's texting, I'm sitting in the video. And he's like, oh, you're just paranoid. You're just paranoid. You're just always paranoid because I smoke weed. So he just likes to take advantage of that and say I'm paranoid. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm actually kind of keeping my cool as much as possible. So I need a place. I need a place now, man. Like I've been waiting all day. I need a place now. I'm cold, bro. So I get a text later, and he's like, all right, confirmation. Show up to this hotel, and you got it. It's already paid for you, right? I still have to pay for my own Uber there. So I just slowly, as the helicopters are looking at me, I'm like slowly walking towards the street, like walking by cops are like shining the lights on me, and I'm like, just like, and then I get my Uber. I go to the hotel room. So by the way, I'm paying for Nina's hotel rooms at the most expensive ones in Hollywood. I'm paying for hotel rooms over in Vegas.
So them pictures that you be seeing Polite in at these hotels and renting exotic cars, cuz pay for them.
Paying for expensive hotels left and right. I'm thinking Polite, like in my mind, this was me being
with other people he
like,
was
yo,
scamming.
at least get like a nice spot to stay for the night, like to sleep for the night. Nope. Ended at some like kind of dirtbag like hotel, and I show up to the dude, and the woman was like, did you purchase this? I'm like, nah, somebody else purchased it for me. And he's like, no, you have to show your ID. You have to show your credit. You have to be the purchaser to check in. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, he was like, yep, that's the way we do it. And I'm thinking, damn, I'm almost breaking down. I call Polite. I'm like, yo, man, like they said I had to be the purchaser of the ticket to check in the room. He's like, what? They never do. He's like, they never do that.
We already at 70K already. And it ended up being 150,000. We ain't even got halfway through
at
yet.
the fancy hotels. And I'm thinking, why didn't you just give me a fucking room, like at a hotel, like, like in my mind. And this was like the part, this was getting that close. So he's like, all right, well, go to this other hotel over on Sunset somewhere in West Hollywood, and it's gonna only cost you $80 a night. I'll pay you back. And I'm thinking, so I had to pay for an Uber there. I show up, dirtier, nastier hotel, like than the one before. And I'm thinking, so I
Hit
go
the
and
like
check
button,
in.
y'all. Hit The like button, hit the like button, y'all. I just want y'all to hit the like button. We got 240 in the chat. Let's try to hit the goal of 250 in the chat. Let's get the likes up. And then for those that's in here, appreciate y'all. Peace and blessings. And share this on all your social media outlets. This brother had a first-hand experience with Polite and was scammed out of $150,000. Tried to get his money back, obviously stressed, and died of a heart attack and an asthma attack. So let's continue his story. Let's go.
Like than the one before. And I'm thinking, so I go and I check in, and it's an Indian couple, and they start disrespecting me. They start trying to steal my money. They overcharged me. I told them, and then they didn't even give me a receipt. I had to ask them. They just like were so rude to me. I go in the room. I look in the room. It literally looked like someone died in the room. It looked like it's 1970s. It was like some Jim Morrison hotel. That was the hotel where Jim Morrison said it was.
Man, like I said, this is a part one series, so y'all gonna want to have to pay attention to what's going on, because when we get into part two, it's gonna go to another height as well with the scam. So let's go.
Old, and the room was dirty, and I broke down, man. I wanted to fucking die. I really wanted to kill myself. I wanted to die. I was like, why would this
Damn, this man wanted to kill himself because he had been scammed so much by Polite.
person fucking do this? Oh, man. I wanted to fucking die. I really wanted to kill myself. I wanted to die. I was like, why would this person fucking do this to me? Like, why? And why? Like, why would I? I'm alone. I'm broke, and I didn't gave it all up, and this is what I get in return. And he's calling me paranoid. He's calling me, just chill out, bro. And so that's when I broke down, and I'm lucky I couldn't find something to really hang myself from, and I cried myself to sleep. And then I woke up the next morning, and I told Pilat I couldn't do this. I gotta leave. So now, fast forward that, I'm driving his car around. I mean, backwards, and let me know when it's like, I'm driving his car around, and the battery kept dying. The car battery kept dying of the black GMC, and I had to keep getting it junked. And he kept blaming it on me, like, you're just running the battery dry. I'm like, dude, I'm barely using it. And one time, his other mentee, we were sleeping in the car with me and his other mentee, who he owes over 50K to. We were sleeping in the car for weeks.
So he ran into another guy that Polite scammed for 50,000, who was out there living in his car as well. So what I'm gonna do is pause this right here, because this is gonna be a part two to this one. I'm just gonna fast forward to the other video. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share this around on all your social media outlets. You feel what I'm saying? We about to try to turn up with this one. So make sure y'all hit the like button. I want y'all to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Share this around on all your social media outlets. And let's get it in.
Life is to become a basketball player or become a trucker or become a boxer. I don't believe the reason we exist is to become any one of those things. Then the question becomes, then why do we exist in the first place? What is the purpose? Now I contend life has no purpose. That's what I contend, right? And that's going to be weird for a lot of people. But because I'm thinking to the contrapositive. Sometimes we got to see things the other way around, and we also got to get it wrapped into permutations, right? After you pray, you need to sit down and receive. See what the universe tell you. We do some coherent heart breathing. After we do some coherent heart breathing, we meditate. After we meditate, we introspect.
Mind you, while eating pork rinds and drinking Hennessy and smoking weed.
Working 9 to 5, 8 hours, going to and fro work, 2 more hours, and going to sleep at least 6. That's 16 hours. That's 2/3 of 24. So we have to squeeze the last 1/3.
Welcome to my channel. This is Pretty God. I'm here with a video obviously different from any video that I've done before. This is an unintended video. This is something that I didn't plan to do. I never in a million years would have thought I would be speaking on this situation, or I would even be in this situation. So clearly you can see from the title, this video is about Michael Noak, aka Brother Polite, and his scamming endeavors, his scandals that he has involved many people in. Unfortunately, I didn't know these things until after this happened to me. And literally, this just happened to me like 10 days ago. Basically, I'm going to just say I don't want to say I was a fan, but definitely in support of Brother Polite and everything that he represented as a man, as a black man that's conscious and so intelligent, so knowledgeable. I just would love to hear him speak.
That's what I'm saying. What do they see in him? I see potential like what she's describing and a lot of you guys in the chat. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't see that in him. You can see the scam that's in him.
Because I would just be soaking up all this information, all this knowledge, just learning so much from him. Not only on a conscious and spiritual aspect, but even in a financial aspect. For me, I felt like he was able to bridge that gap, to say there is a balance between consciousness and wealth. So I was like, this dude is super dope. And, I was just watching him make his moves. It seemed like he was just reaching new levels every time I watched him. And I'm like, I'm so inspired. What he presents to the world, he looks like he's doing big things. You know what I'm saying? If you don't dig too deep into things, you would just right off the bat believe it. And I was the person that felt like, I see people say things about everybody, especially in the conscious community. It's a lot of that. We see that everywhere. So I wasn't one to want to jump on any, body's bandwagon about any negativity involving that person. Like for me, I was just like, if I can take positive messages from this man and apply that to my life or learn what I can from this man, that's what I'm gonna do. But now when it comes to the money, giving anything from yourself to somebody, investing anything from yourself into somebody else, you definitely want to do some research. You definitely need to have some background information about this person. And that's a mistake that I made. So for anybody watching this that's in support of Brother Polite, like not even just on about the money, like his whole character, like please do your research. The warning signs are there. After you've done your research and you still decide to go get scammed, that's on you. But if you're gang goofy, I was gang goofy and I feel like an idiot. Like I'm even in a way a little embarrassed to even speak about this because I feel so stupid because my intuition was telling me otherwise and I still went along and got scammed. So I'm gonna just start off from the beginning. I've been following Brother Polite and all his work and everything like that, watching his live streams for about 9 months, I should say. Um, for about 9 months, and about 3 or 4 months ago, I watched a live stream where he spoke about his mentorship program and he gave out an email, brotherpolite45@gmail.com. And I was like, whoa, because I had been listening to him. And for him to give out his personal email, I was kind of like, whoa, this dude's giving out his personal email. This is crazy. But this is the opportunity for me. Let me go ahead and shoot him an email. You know what I'm saying? I want to connect with him. I just got my real estate license. I'm like, from what I hear, he's in real estate. The things that that he presents, like speaking about it now, is hilarious because it's all fraud. It's all fraud. Anyways, I'm like, he's into real estate. We can meet up or talk, chop it up on the phone, connect and build. That was my goal, like to connect with him and build, like show me the way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm ready to learn all that I can and apply that to my life because I want to get out of, poverty. I don't want to live struggling or working a 9 to 5 or anything like that. Like I want to be able to move how I want to move as an entrepreneur. And, you know, he speaks about the streams of income, the trust funds, and all that type of stuff. So I'm like, teach me, you know, I'm ready for it. So I sent him an email and he doesn't respond. That was 3 or 4 months ago. So I was like, whatever. Still watching his videos, still going on about my life. On December 24th of 2018, I sent him another email because I happened to be watching another one of his videos in my room, chilling, vibing, listening to one of his lives. What did he say? It was something that got me. He's like, you know, we have coaches for everything. We have a coach for this, a coach for that. But who's your coach when it comes to your money? Like, you know, I'm offering a mentorship program. You want to get off that clock. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be working for somebody else's dream. You know, invest in yourself. You know, I can show you how to make 3 streams of income, 6 streams or 9 streams. You know, he's giving that whole spill. So I'm like, you know what? Let me shoot him another email. So I email him again. I email him that night. The next morning, I get a call. I don't answer because I don't know the number, but the message that followed said, "Peace. Peace. This is Brother Polight. I called to know availability in regards to the mentorship program." So at that point, I'm like, oh my God, you know, I'm juiced. I'm like, he called me. Let me call him right back. So that's what I did. I woke up. It was morning, Christmas morning. I don't celebrate Christmas or nothing, but you know, my mind was just focused on getting there, you know, getting where I want to get in life. So I felt like he was definitely a connection for me. So I'm like, let me call him right back. So I call him. And this was the first time because if you guys follow Brother
Sorry about the audio being so low. I don't know what it is with this shit.
Polite, the energy that he brings on screen was totally different from the energy that I got on the phone. On the screen, you know, when we're watching him, it's like, you know, he's just so charismatic, so, you know, like the energy is flowing from him. You could feel it. On the phone, he was robotic. He just had a blank, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, he's just like, yeah, you called about you inquired about the mentorship program. Basically, there's 3 streams that you could do, there's 6 streams you could do, and there's 9 streams, Like, he's just giving out this information so quick, I'm not even following. But I'm like still trying to listen, like, so I'm interested in the 3 streams. And he's like, all right, that's 3,500. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't have that right now. So, I mean, hopefully I get it soon. And if I do, I'll give you a call back. You know, basically that's what I said. So
Like still using the manipulating abilities, but he's doing it with a different approach since it's a women. So you watching both styles of manipulation from the opposite gender and how he approaches things.
like that. And he's like, all right, cool, peace. That's it. End the conversation. And I was kind of, I didn't know how to feel. Like I was kind of bummed, like, damn, like that was my chance and now that's gone. And then I'm like, he's just, the conversation was just so, like, it wasn't what I would expect him to be like on the phone or just be like, period, when I talk to him, you know? But I'm like, okay, cool. But it's his voice. You definitely know that's him, you know? So what was it? I think like 2 days later, I basically just asked him, like, you know, we spoke a couple of days ago. We spoke about the mentorship program for 3,500. And I'm like, just letting him know as I was meditating on manifesting this opportunity with you into fruition, I thought to ask if at any time you felt the love to possibly consider working with the sister on this. I have a fixed desire to have this opportunity with you, but also know for normal people as a single working mother, as a single mother working a 9 to 5, the option to have 3,500 to spend at once isn't realistic. Anyways, I hope you and your beautiful fam are enjoying the end of this cycle and continue to speak life and love. Peace. So that was that was 1 p.m. the day after Christmas. Um, so he calls me right back after I sent that message. He called me probably 5 minutes later. He's like, I'm at work, so he's like, I run out to answer the call, and he's just saying, "What can you afford? You know, what's good for you? We're going over prices. We end up agreeing on 500. I mean, not, on $1,000. 500 I would pay when I'm ready, and then the next 500 I would pay like the following week or something like that. So I said, all right. As soon as I get the money together, I will call you and we'll get it started. So that was in December. A month later, which was January 31st. Um, I'm gonna just well before then, before we even got to the point where we were starting the mentorship program, he was in San Francisco because I'm out here in the Bay Area. That's where I live. He was in San Francisco. I seen him on Instagram, so I was like, I DM'd him like, oh my god, not oh my god. I'm like, oh, you in my city, and he's like, he responds to me. I can't even go to the messages because he blocked me yesterday. I'll get to that in a minute. But he's like, basically, we chopping it up back and forth real quick. He's like, take my number down. And I'm like, I already have your number. We spoke about a month ago about the mentorship program. And I sent him my number. And he texts me, like, oh, yeah, I remember you. He texts me right here. He says, I remember now. Peace, sister. I will let you know when I am back out there. I'm like, okay, great. Please do. Hope you enjoyed yourself on this side. And he's like, definitely. That was on the 29th of January. So, January 31st, I'm like ready. I'm like, oh my God, he was out here. You know, I'm ready to get something started. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get this thing rolling. I'm really ready to start gaining this knowledge that you have and start making some money. So also the night before, I was watching another live stream of his. And at this point, I had a good savings saved up. I had just been saving from every check, like literally taking 80% of my check and just putting it into my savings after bills was paid and stuff like that. I'm listening to a live stream like the night before. I text him this, and he's just saying, there's no risk in life. Like the risk that you take is working for somebody else. Like, don't have your money sitting in a savings account that's not even, or even not even a savings account. He said, don't have your money sitting in the bank where you're not getting anything from it. You might as well like take that money and invest it to where you could receive something in return. And I'm thinking, like, you know what? He right. I know, but I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of us. But I'm like, you know what? He's right. So the next day I'm at work and I sent him a message. I'm like, Grand Rising Polite. I'm just about ready to make my first payment for the mentorship program. Next week I get paid and should have the last portion. How do we get this started? He calls me right away. So this is like his pattern. I sent him a text. He's like, but send your 500, your first portion, so we can at least get the ball rolling. That was his words. So I'm like, cool. So I was like, after work, I'm gonna go ahead and send you the money when I get home that night. And so I'm like, okay, so how does the mentorship program work again? Like, what exactly should I be expecting? Like, am I gonna get, my money flipped and given back to me within a certain amount of time? Like, I'm just trying to figure out. So he says the same spiel that he gave me the first time we spoke about it. And he's just like, basically within 30 to 60 days, you should have a return on your money for the streams of income. You're gonna have a trust fund. You're gonna have an insurance, something about some insurance, and I don't know. I don't remember. But I'm like, all right, cool. I still barely got it, but I'm like, all right, I'll let you know when I send the money. Please, y'all, don't come at me. I know. I know, but I am trusting in this man, so I'm like, let me not think too deep into it. But I do text him right after we get off the phone. I said, along with your Cash App, can you send me a brief description of what you just told me? You deliver a lot of information very fast. So he responds, the following corresponds with three income stream. Coaching for 12 times a month, 3 times a week, 30 minutes at a time. Three income stream program consists of life insurance trust to be assigned to insurance policy and knowledge thereof, tax lien knowledge and know-how, tax deed knowledge and know-how, 30 to 60 day commitment to coaching, revolving line of credit, 30 to 60 business days. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, thank you. I still don't know how exactly that works to bring me streams of income, but I'm like, he got the knowledge, he's doing it. I'm gonna learn once we get started. So I'm like, okay, thank you. So he says, send me a screenshot confirmation once you sent the money. I said, okay. I said, I'm off at 5. I'll be home around 6 tonight. Something weird happened. He sent me a message of the Cash App. This might have been God, like for real. He sent me a message of the Cash App to send it to. That message somehow got deleted, like it erased itself out of my phone, like while I'm texting him. So I was like, what the hell? So I didn't have where to send the money to. So, but I'm like, coincidentally, my messages stopped sending to you, and your last message with Cash App info deleted from my phone. So, like, my messages stopped sending to him. This is crazy. I forgot this happened. My messages stopped sending to him. I will show you on the screen. It stopped sending, and then his message deleted. So I sent that message, and he sent me again the amount in the Cash App name, and this was going to Nina Rari, who is the girl with the surgery that he posts all the time now.
You just seen that Cash App on the other dude's page. You see what I'm saying? So
Um, so I said I'm off at 6. I'll be home around. I'm off at 5. I'll be home around 6. I go to the bank, and as I'm at the ATM, like I'm just asking myself, "Are you about to do this? Like, are you sure about this?" That's my intuition speaking, and I'm like telling myself it's good. Like everything's okay. This is okay. I'm like really running on adrenaline because I'm just hyped up that I'm about to get started, but also I'm unsure. So I'm just trying to go with it's gonna be okay. And I'm trying to tell myself that. So I'm just going ahead and transfer the money to my checkings so that I can send it through the Cash App. So I do that. I just hurry up and do it and quiet that voice in the back of my head. I get home, I get to the Cash App as I'm like typing in the stuff and I'm about to press send. Another voice like, are you sure you don't want to think about this a little bit? And I'm just like, it's gonna be okay. Like he got too much to lose. He wouldn't do that. you know. He wouldn't do that, right? So I press it. I do it. I send the money, send the 500, and I send him the screenshot of the 500, which I'm gonna show on the screen. Send it to the name he gave me, and that was at 5:55. So for the next hour and a half, I go work out. I don't hear anything back from him. So I text him.
we got 245 in the chat, man. Hit the like button. This is another lady that was scammed on Polite. This is all part of the part one process. We will have a part two to this. Let's try to get 250 people in the chat. Let's go. Let's try to get 250 people listening in. Let's go.
At 7:37 because up until that point, like anything I say to him, any message I send to him, he is very prompt. He was very prompt at responding to me. And most of the time, just calling me instead of even texting back. So I'm like, okay. After my workout, I hear nothing. That's like an hour and a half after I sent the money. I'm like, please confirm you got it. He said, yeah, sorry, I'm in conference. So I'm like, okay, just making sure. Cool. He's like, word. I'm like, okay. I was even thinking about that because I am a very analytical person. I know this situation makes me seem like I'm not, but I swear I'm very analytical about situations and things and feeling people's energy, like even from his energy over the phone to the type of energy I'm getting through the messages. I'm kind of like, all right, he already changing up right now. But I'm like, you know what? He was in a conference, so cool. He's a busy person, right? So it's fine. So that was on January 31st. So Friday goes by, nothing. I don't hear anything from him. Saturday comes, I don't hear anything from him all morning. So by noon, I'm like, I should have heard something by now at least. Like, I mean, I should have heard something the same day. Like, okay, thanks for sending your money in. We're going to get started on this day, this time. But nothing. So 12 on Saturday, 12 in the afternoon, I'm like, greetings. When can we get started? He texts back 5 p.m. today. That was weird to me because I'm like, so if I had never asked you when we was going to get started, would you have even scheduled anything? And now randomly there's a 5 p.m. today thing just today out of nowhere. So I'm like getting a little irritated with that. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, why am I having to even ask you when this is your program that you're offering? Why do I got to ask you when are we starting? I sent you the money. So at this point, like you should be on top of shit. So I'm gonna get irritated and I'm just like, all right. That's all I'm like, all right. So this was Saturday. I was planning to take my kids to a trampoline park to enjoy the day out and do something. I was about to cancel it because I'm like, I want to be ready for the
Let's try to
mentorship
get
lesson. I want to be
275.
ready to take.
Try to get 275 in the chat, y'all. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Drop some fire emojis if y'all can hear this pretty clear. I know it's a little low on my end. I want to check it out on your end. Drop some fire emojis in the chat and share this on all your social media outlets. Let's try to get at least 275 off in this.
A call or whatever we got to do. Are we doing it over the Skype or something? I don't know. So I was about to cancel it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go and step out to the car. So I just pack up my laptop, my notebook, anything I'm thinking I'm gonna need. I'm packing it up so that I can bring it with me to the trampoline park to take the call. So I'm literally counting down to 5 o'clock. I'm counting down the minutes, like, all right, like, okay, it's 5 o'clock. I go to the car. I'm waiting. 10 minutes pass. I'm like, okay, there's nothing, whatever. I'm like, okay, he could be busy. I'm busy right now too. So I'm gonna just go in and enjoy my time with my kids. And so I go into the trampoline place. And thank you. So I go to inside the trampoline place with my kids, enjoy our time there. We're there for about an hour. After that, we go get food. So at 6:20 something, 6:22, I say, no word, dot, dot, dot. I don't get a response. I call him when we get home, which is like the next hour. It was probably like 7 something, 8 o'clock by the time we get home. I call him. No, my call goes straight to voicemail. So I'm like, if y'all know the meme when Mr. Krabs is like, I was starting to feel like that. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But I'm still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, let me see. I call I'm like, did he block me? That's what I thought. So I call on somebody else's phone. and it goes straight to voicemail. So I'm like, okay, he didn't block me, but his phone's off. Maybe something happened to him. I don't know what to think. Maybe something happened to him. He could be hurt. Maybe he went to jail. I don't know. I'm just thinking all type of stuff. So I don't know what to think at that point, but I'm starting to panic because I'm like, you already effing up, and we had something planned. At least if you had other stuff to do, you would say that, you would communicate that. But I got nothing from him. So that's when I started to do like light research. I just typed in like Brother Polite mentorship program. Like I honestly didn't want to see stuff that would make me freak out. Like, when people say don't go looking for the truth because you're gonna find it. And I don't think I wanted to know the truth. So I typed in something like just Brother Polite mentorship program. I tried to stay away from words that said scam and fraud. I don't know why, but I just didn't want to freak myself out because I was starting to panic. So I did see the video with Ashley Wright, and I'm like, I don't really know the whole truth. I'm just hearing from, one perspective or something. So I'm like, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, this could possibly be a situation that ends like that. I don't know. But I am trying to keep myself calm through the night. Like, literally, I was stressed out that night, like so bad. I'm like, I don't want to be involved with anybody or anything that's gonna bring me, this type of stress or energy or anxiety or anything like
Scammers on YouTube that happen to be part of the conscious community make it hard for other brothers that's out here really doing good for the people and that's really dropping information. You understand me? Like much like myself. You know what I mean? So this is all awareness, man. Peace and love to everybody.
that. So I ended up texting him.
Mommy, should I press X?
The next morning, I hadn't heard nothing, no calls, no messages, no anything. The next morning, this is Sunday now, at 7:54. As soon as I woke up, like this is immediately what I did. I said, "Good morning, Polite. I still have not heard anything from anyone. I don't know what's going on your end, but the lack of correspondence is not sitting well with me after I have sent you my savings. At this point, I am requesting a refund. Please let me know when my funds have been returned to me. Thank you." And I put my Cash App name and I said, "I've sent a request." Um, that was at 7:54. At 10:28 hours later, he says, "Peace." And then he puts all these messages in separate, whatever you want to call it. He's like, one from some email, 3 emails were sent on my behalf to no availability, 2 from Raed, which is one of his wives or girlfriends or whatever, 1 from another email. He said, "I was traveling. Please check your spam folder or media folder. Sorry for the inconvenience." At this point, I'm just like, I really don't care to do any further business with you because the feelings that I'm getting and the lack of communication is really stressing me out. So I'm just like, I don't even care about none of that. But I just went to check just to see, just to see if he was telling the truth. I went and checked all messages, all folders 2 or 3 times. Nothing there. I said, "I have no emails from those addresses." He says, "Please check your media or spam." I said, "I checked twice." He said, "Please forward your email and full name." So at that point, I'm like, how you asking for my email if you said you just sent me an email? How you asking for my full name? If, like the full name we're going to get to in a minute. But the email, how you asking for my email if you just said you sent me an email? Like the email that he read from me was back in December. We're now in February when we're going through these messages. And so I'm like, he didn't have my email from December posted nowhere. He didn't have my email. That's information he would have had to get. Like, okay, I'm sure he gets many emails a day. That right there was like, what? I was like, I would prefer to have my money returned to me. I was stressing all night with no communication from you. That gives me anxiety. I'm a young black mother seeking financial freedom, admiring your teachings. I'm anxious to connect and build, but I can't have this stress when it comes to providing for my children. So he says, I know exactly what you told me. I have the trust fund manager doing your trust. The trust cost me $1,150. I had him start for the 500 you said you could handle until you send the other 500. I sent your first two lessons in the following questions. Things happen. This is why I don't like to do these partial payments. So now he's trying to put it on me, right? So my question from these, I'm not asking him these because I don't really care to hear any more lies. Because right now he's looking real faulty to me, and he's like, I'm wondering myself, how are you having somebody start a trust fund for me if you don't even have my full name? That makes no sense. I'm just like, I appreciate.
And this is how polite stay up. He used a lot of big words, confusion, trust. We're gonna do this, da da da. And motherfucker be like, all right, sound good. And that's how he get them. Another thing is when they cash apping this man and sending them money, he getting it in everybody's name around him. This girl, this wife, this girl. You know what I mean? This dude, everybody around him. So when it comes down to suing him, he can easily say, well, they ain't send me no money.
Appreciate you working with me. I have not been contacted by anyone on your end via email or phone. He responds, it costs me to work for you cheaper. Hearing out your black and need help situation. Money will be sent back to you tomorrow. So I'm like, this dude is really trying to like make me feel like I did something. And so I said, we've all been in a situation where we've looked towards others to guide with knowledge we are just now coming into. I appreciate you, but please don't group me with others. What would you expect one to think after communication is absent or lacking under these circumstances? And then I said, thank you. He said, you are in the group. It's all right, nothing new. You asked that I help and start work for way less. I start the work, it costs me more than we get paid. You back out inside 48 hours. It's all love. You will get your money back. I wish you the best. I'm like, thank you, all love. Still trying to end things on a positive note. I don't want no animosity. You trying to make me feel like I did something, even though I know I didn't do nothing. Still, the psychological manipulation is there. The next.
Like she said, he made her feel like she did something wrong, even though it was his fault. Just like he was doing the dude, but dude was more of a fan and felt like he was the master. Polite was his master teacher, so that's why it was sad for him. And of course, his transitioning due to him being stressed. But let's continue this scamming with polite with this lady, surviving polite, y'all.
Next night, all that day, I'm like being patient. I'm at work, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get home and check the cash app because I can't access it on my phone. It's only on my iPad, which is at home, which stays home. So I get home, nothing. So I said, peace polite, when can I expect to receive my money? Nothing. An hour later, I send question marks. Nothing. The next morning, I'm like, is this how you conduct business? You fell through with the services. Now you're falling through in your work. May you please return my funds to me? He responds, please stop the paranoia. I was told we need another method of payment. Then he sends a screenshot. I'm going to put on the screen. He sends a screenshot that says there's a limit basically on the Cash App that he can't exceed. And he says they attempted to send the money via Cash App per your request. You can wait or send alternative method. Thank you in advance. I said it's all about communication. When you leave people to wonder what's going on, that is what happened. Let me cut myself. I said it's all about communication. Ooh. When you leave people to wonder what's going on, then that is what happens. Paranoia, anxiety, stress, etc. Is there only one Cash App to work on your end? I'm like, I know there's other Cash Apps to go through. Like, why are you telling me one Cash App don't work? He's like, I don't deal with this stuff personally. I only teach. I saw your text, so I followed up. Sorry about that. I said, well, it seems you should, being that this is your business and I've only been coordinating with you. I am sending you a Bank of America account. So I send a Bank of America account, not mine, because I didn't want him to have my full name and come back like, look, I'm not sending your money anymore because I did this trust fund with your name on it. So I'm like, I don't want to send him none of my information. So I sent somebody's account information. Not that he could do anything with, but send money. And there was no response from him. The next night, Tuesday night now, a whole other day has gone by. And I'm like, what is the problem with you sending me my money? It seems I need to take further measures. No response. So at this point, like I am really tripping out. Like I am like having migraines all these days. Like I'm having migraines at work. I'm super tense, super stressed out, coming home, trying to like be calm with my kids, like, checking to see if the money was sent. It's not sent. So I'm just like, trying to be normal. But I really can't because this is messing with my spirit.
Let's
Not
try to get
only would I
75
be
people in the chat. Y'all share the
money
live
stolen from
stream.
me, but it's
Hit the
like
like
this
button.
person that I thought was freaking somebody, somebody that I admired, somebody that I looked to for guidance. For you to present yourself like this and for me to find out otherwise, like that was really, it shook my spirit. Like I said, it shook my spirit. I sent him, I wish you could understand how this has been affecting me spiritually every day. It's worse at night when I can't stop my mind from thinking, my chest tightens. I've had migraines for the past few days, trying to focus at work, coming home, trying to stay peaceful with my children while stressing. I'm just trying to come at a personal level, like beyond all the money and shit. Like you're affecting my spirit at this point. So I'm trying to come to him at a personal level to understand me as an individual. Like you don't need, like I'm trying, like please don't do this to me. Like please, I held you at a higher caliber than the shit that you're doing now. So I'm expecting, whatever. He said the money was deposited. It should clear by tomorrow. The anxiety you are having about something that is not even happening is the type of self-affliction that keeps us back. Listen to this. This is what kind of scared me and still gives me chills when I read it. He says, so what if I were the literal devil? Take what you can learn and continue to make forward strides. You either see the cup half full.
He said, so what if I was the literal devil?
Keeps us back. Listen to this. This is what kind of scared me and still gives me chills when I read it. He says, so what if I were the literal devil?
So what if I was the literal devil? Take what you can learn and continue to make forward strides. You either see the cup half empty or half full. In fact, some don't see the cup at all. Polight is sick, y'all.
Take what you can learn and continue to make forward strides. You either see the cup half full, you either see the cup half empty or half full. In fact, some don't see the cup at all. So what if I were the literal devil? Why would he say something like that? Because he is the literal devil. I believe that he is. I see that he is. To go on doing stuff like this, he's the devil. I respond, because I'm like, he finally responded to me. So I'm like, all right, I hope that is the truth this time around. My anxiety is from not having proper communication with you. I don't see, or I don't know how or why you can't see that. In a world full of adversity, I'm always learning and pushing forward, using my consciousness to manifest. This is something that he says and something that I've been inspired to, practice with my daughter, like using our consciousness to manifest our goals. Like I'm telling you, like I was in deep with this dude. I know it's crazy. I know. But I said me and my daughter meditate on that every day. Just not at all expecting.
So you pretty much get the logistics of that, man. He scammed the shit out of her, and she ended up not even getting her money back. I do want to rotate back to the other video that we were just planning. We're gonna end it because it's gonna be a part two. It is a part two. You understand me? And we'll get back to that right now. So
Sleeping in the
let's get
car
that
for
on the
weeks together,
screen.
man. It was it was so uncomfortable. Like it was uncomfortable because we had to always drive everyone around. So he
Let's take it back a little bit so we
why
can get
and
back to where we were.
why like why would I'm alone, I'm broke, and I didn't give it all up, and this is what I get in return. And he's calling me paranoid. He's calling me just just chill out, bro.
So would y'all let Polite take $70,000 at you and cut from you and cuss you out and call you slow and paranoid and stop being a loser? Would you let Polite do that to y'all?
And so that's when I broke down, and I'm lucky I couldn't find
I want to see that from the
something
comments
to
in the
really
chat.
hang myself from, and I cried myself to sleep. And then I woke up the next morning. And I told Pilat I couldn't do this. I gotta leave. So now, fast forward that I'm driving his car around. I mean, backwards, and let me know when it's like I'm driving his car around, and the battery kept dying. The car battery kept dying of the black
Now,
GMC.
mind you, dude paid for the exotic rental car. In return, Polite gave his ass an old pickup truck that the battery keep going out on.
And I had to keep getting it jumped. And he kept blaming it on me, like you're just running the battery dry. I'm like, dude, I'm barely using it. I'm barely using it. And one time his other mentee, we were sleeping in the car with me and his other mentee, who he owes over 50K to. We were sleeping in the car for weeks together, man. It was getting it
Polite done put the two niggas he scammed in the same truck to stay in together. He done scammed them for over, at this point, $120,000 a piece. One dude 70, one dude 50, and he making them live in the car together. I'm gonna just let y'all finish hearing the rest of this. I ain't gonna say nothing else. Let's get the 275 people in here, y'all.
it was so uncomfortable. Like it was uncomfortable because we had to always drive everyone around. So he gave his mentee money to go buy car jumper batteries to get the car jumped. Then he told the mentee to go return it for the money back.
Polite gave them the money to go get the car battery jumper cables, and then told them to go return it to say it didn't work, and so they can get their money back. Polite a crackhead.
And I'm thinking, why, in my head, why would you do that when you know the car? Just have it. It's better to have it on you. And I constantly had to go keep asking random people on the street, can you please give me a jump? And I had to keep doing it after that because I'm like, yo, can you get this car changed? Car battery changed. So one of the nights I had to keep getting the car battery changed. He invited me to the movies with his family. He's like, AJ, you want to come to the movies with my family? And I'm like, sure, bro. Like, because he kept calling you like family now. You like my little brother. You like family now. Like, you cool. He's like, even told me I was gonna invite you to stay with us so we can work on the crypto course. And I'm thinking, damn, in the back of my head, like, that would save me money and make me, and that's the Vegas trip. That's after the Texas trip. So I'm getting that over. So he asked me to go to the movies, but I got so exhausted from just running around and driving him around, not getting.
So Polite asked the nigga to go to the movies. Cuz said he was gonna go, but he ended up falling asleep because he been running around 3 o'clock in the morning, dropping off fat girls smoking cigarettes. He been running around paying for shit. He just tired. He crashed. Polite cussed this boy out because he wasn't there to pay for him in his movie. Listen.
Getting sleep. That it got late at night, and Polite was supposed to go to the movies, and I didn't know what time. And then Amanette called me, and I just was about to pass out. And I texted Amanette, and I'm like, yo, I can't make it. Can you tell Polite I can't make it? And I knocked out hard. And then I woke up to my phone. Polite's just furious, yelling at me. But Amanette, say you refuse to go to the movies, and you how dare you? I paid for your ticket, and da da da. And I'm thinking, fuck, like, and then he's like screaming at me. He's like, did you talk to me? Did you call me? Did you call me? It's like, you call Amanette. Da 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 da. And I'm thinking, bro, like, I'm sorry, like I was tired, bro. I thought you had, like I told you I haven't been. I thought you had to actually go to the movies to buy tickets. Like, and it's like, nah, bro, it's 2019. You can buy tickets online now. And I'm like,
Nigga said, nah, bro, it's 2019. You could have bought them online for me.
well, I don't know, man. Like, I haven't been in the movies. I don't ever go to the movies, ever. Like, you know? It's like, all right, well, whatever. I'm not tripping. Like, whatever. It's all good. Da 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 da. And I'm like, all right, I apologize, bro. From now on, I'll talk to you directly if there's anything that goes on. And so I had, you know, had to deal with that. Now, when I get to LA, also when we went to Vegas, I had to pay for our hotel rooms to do the music studio with Nina. Somehow, some way, we come up with a hit record. I'm not gonna lie. Nina's not. I'm not just trying to like straight up disrespect her, but she's not that talented.
This actual guy got scammed for $150,000 and also potentially his life. This guy died of a heart attack and an asthma attack, possibly stressing the money that he got scammed for false investments.
She's pretty, and you know, but she's not that talented. So I'm in Mexico and they just blowing up fireworks. But so Polight is writing her lyrics and kind of rehearsing. She's not a rapper, she's not a singer, she's not a dancer. But somehow she pulls it off when we get a hit record. Polight goes to a club one night. I drop all of him and his wives off. And I refused to go in the club because I didn't like the atmosphere. There's just too much homeless people everywhere. And I told him, there's just too much poverty for me to try to enjoy myself with all this wealth around. So Polight hands the CD, hands the record. People like it. Apparently, that's what he tells me. So the next day, Polight's like, yo, meet me here. So I meet him there, and he's like, yo, it's unbelievable, bro. I just signed a deal, $1.2 million with Sony for Nina.
Polight told that nigga he just made a record deal for $1.2 million.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unbelievable. And he's like, I liked your vibe, bro. I liked your energy. Like, I liked having you around. And since this is what comes out of having you around, I want you to be part of this deal. We just got to shoot another song. We got to make two more music videos. And, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm going to give you 10%. I'm going to give you 120,000, you know, just for joining and being along and, you know, saying handling everything we need. And I'm like, wow. Damn, 6 figures, like, you know, just for hanging out. And just, you know, it's my dream to be in the music industry and seeing this. And I'm like, whoa. So I'm just like caught up. And then
he fed him a story. He's around
a few days later, Polight's like, yo, you know what? Like, we really grinding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like your vibe, your energy. I'm gonna give you 15% or something. He's like, I'm gonna give you 150,000. You just rock with us. I may need a little investment. Like, I may need just a little bit, but it's nothing. It's nothing. Like, you're gonna make so much money back in return. She's like, I just need about $3,000, and I'm like, oh, okay, like that's cool. Like, you know, in the back of my mind, we still haven't got the condo. We still haven't even looked at any condos. And I'm thinking, damn, like I'm spending all this money, but like I'm out here, I'm spending money to like, will I have enough money for the condo? So I'm saying, like, let's not pass out on this opportunity. Let's not pass out on this opportunity. So I gave him $3,000, and he's like, oh, we're gonna buy a strip club for the night. I'm gonna pay for the strip club. We're gonna shoot the music video. Da 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 da. And I'm thinking, all right, like, cool, like, you know, for sure. Now. So, and then a couple weeks later, he's like, "Yo, da 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 da. We're doing big business. It's gonna be big. I need $2 more $1,000. So it's like $5,000. That's it. That's it. $5,000, and you're gonna make $150,000 back." And I'm thinking, I'm in too deep now at this point. So, and he's like, "I'm gonna get you to $250,000." He told me this while I'm sitting. He's like, I'm gonna get you to $250,000. You know what I'm saying? 250,000, that's my goal for you. So in the back of my mind, it's like, yo, don't ruin this opportunity with your master teacher who's trying to get you to 250,000. You know what I'm saying? He's like, that money you started off with from your father's insurance, life insurance, you're gonna make back that twice and more in return. I'm thinking, damn, all right. So we hit that $5,000 budget. And I'm gonna tell you how we hit that $5,000 budget. But it just so happens he needed $2 more a couple weeks later. So $7,000 budget. Ended up being, I had to buy Nina's clothes, thousands of dollars worth of Nina's clothes. Every time Nina went out, literally every time Nina went out, she had to have a new outfit. Had to. And she spent hours buying it. And it kept pissing Polite off because he had kept having to miss events. And we show up to the event and it's already over. And Nina's all dressed up. I'm not saying she's a slut, but she's dressed in slutty. Like literally dressed in slutty. And I'm paying for the whole thing. It's like save your receipts. That's invest in, save your receipts, right? And I'm paying for all her clothes, and her clothes are just piling up. Shoes, heels, this and that. And I didn't realize at the time I was paying for all the studio time. I didn't realize I was paying for the engineer. I didn't realize I was paying for Loaded Lux. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize I was paying for King Los's studio because Polite invited them to get a track with Nina. And I didn't realize, and then while at the studio, he would have me, he's like, yo, G, can you run to the ATM and withdraw as much as you can? And I'm like, I can only pull out $500 like for a day. He's like, all right, pull that out. And he would have me go to downtown LA or someplace sketchy in the middle of the night because they're recording in the studio all night. And I have to, bums, fucking weirdos, drug addicts, I'm having to pull out $500 in cash by myself in the middle of the night, like in LA and Hollywood. Like, and I get back to this, I'm like, I can't do that, man. Like, I can't do that. Like, he's like, all right, G. Yeah, all right. So that was the whole, and apparently later, Nina didn't even know about that he was cutting me on the deal. And there was an argument about him and her over the money. And then they got in an argument. Remember, I told you he flipped out. They had an argument over who should have more camera time. I'm not joking. Like literally, like they were so high on their egotistical attention thing. They were fighting over who should have more camera time. While
they was fighting over who get more camera time. Polite and his wife like, nigga, I'm gonna get more camera time. She's like, no, I'm supposed to be on the camera in the video. They arguing. Polite is psycho.
Like, and I'm thinking, I didn't say nothing. We still got some time?
It's 24 minutes.
24 minutes? All right, one last thing. I paid, one time Polite called me up, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, he already had the car. They took the car, and he called me up, and he's like, yo, G, you got a place I can stay. The hotel didn't work out for me and Nina. Can we stay at your Airbnb right now? And I'm thinking, fuck, like, I guess I could just like, kind of like clean up my room and let them stay and sleep on the couch. And then I realized there was another extra room in the Airbnb, but the owners it was already late. And I'm thinking, damn, this is so disrespectful and such a risk, but I'm gonna have to take it because this is my master teacher. So I'm saying, yeah, bro, I got a place for you to stay. Tonight. So he comes in late at night with Nina. I say, hey, you can stay in this room. In the morning, I text the owner. I'm saying, hey, yo, like, I apologize. I know I shouldn't have done this, but my mentor, he needed a place. They were like, you what? Oh my God. You know, we were you should have got kicked out last night because someone was supposed to show up at the exact same time, but you're lucky that they didn't show up. They missed the flight. And I had to I paid for the room. I paid for it. I'm like, and I'm telling like Polite, I'm getting low on money. Can you reimburse me? And then Polite's like, oh, you know, something about your trust needs to be upgraded. And I'm like, all right, just put it towards the trust, man. Like, you know, put it towards the trust. And so I paid for his room. I looked out for him. I took that risk just so he had a place to stay. And I'm thinking, he's like, oh, bro, you didn't have to do that. I could have found a place to stay. And I'm thinking like, well, then why would you call me if, you know what I'm saying? So I really, really looked out for him. And he kept saying I had to pay more money for the trust because he didn't realize how much money I was going to be making. So I had to keep paying more money to upgrade the trust because
that nigga said he got to pay more money to upgrade a trust. I'm
going to be making so much more money. So that's all the time I got now. And so that's part 2. I got it. You know what I'm saying? That's part.
And we're going to leave it right here, and I'm going to get to the other part 2 tomorrow, Surviving Polite. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, same time. I will be here with the rest of it. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share this around. We almost hit our 275 goal in here. Let's finish the rest of it. It gets even sadder, even more heartbreakful. It's very sad what goes on with this brother. And it's very sickening to how easy and unconsciousness with no remorse Polight goes out and scam. So, make sure you share the link, share the live stream. If you want to support the channel, support the channel. This is the Fire Bill. I support each and every one of you, man. So if you got something that y'all doing, y'all want to promote, just get with me. If you ain't following me on Instagram at big_aboriginal_power on Instagram, that's big_aboriginal_power on Instagram. Follow me on Clubhouse at Copper Grizzly. All right, go follow me on Clubhouse at Big Aboriginal Power or at Copper Grizzly. All right, with that being said, make sure y'all have a beautiful day. Be safe, be aware, stay vigilant, and stay dangerous. This is your brother, Big Aboriginal Power, and we out.